Hello friends, today I am here with tissues part 4 of ninth standard. In today's session we are going to discuss about lymph, difference between tendon and ligament, difference between bone and cartilage, muscular tissues and types of muscular tissues and nervous tissue. So let us start the today's session. First it is about lymph. There is an elaborate network of vessels and this is called as lymphatic system that collects lymph and drain its back into the major veins. So the fluid which is present in the lymphatic system is called as lymph. It contains plasma and white blood cells. Lymph is a colorless fluid and having a specialized lymphocytes and that are responsible for immune responses of the body. Lymph is also an important carrier for nutrients, hormones, etc. Lymph flows in one direction, that is from tissues to heart. So that is why it is also called as tissue fluid, body fluid or extracellular fluid. It helps in fighting against the diseases and infection. Now the next topic is what is the difference between tendon and ligament? Tendon are made up of thick and white fibrous tissue, whereas ligament are made up of yellow fibrous tissue. Tendon is strong and inelastic, whereas ligament is flexible and elastic. Tendon connects bone to muscle, whereas ligament connect bone to bone. Now, next topic is difference between bone and cartilage. Bone is very strong, whereas cartilage is less strong. Bone is non-flexible, cartilage is flexible. Bone is solid and rigid, whereas cartilage is solid but it is semi-rigid. In case of bone, there is heavy deposition of salts of calcium and phosphorus. But in case of cartilage, there is no deposition of salts of calcium and phosphorus. Bone cells are called as osteocytes, whereas cartilage cells are called as chondrocytes. So these are the difference between bone and cartilage. Now we will discuss about another type of animal tissue, that is muscular tissues. Muscular tissues are present in the muscles of the body. Means muscles of the body are made up of muscle cells and this group of muscle cells are called as muscular tissues. These muscle cells are elongated and they are also called as muscle fibers. The main function of this muscular tissue is that they helps in contraction and expansion, that is contraction and relaxation. And how this contraction and relaxation takes place? This is due to the presence of a type of contractile protein in the muscle cells. So this contractile protein helps in contraction and relaxation. Here you can see the outline classification of muscular tissue. Broadly, the muscular tissues is classified into three main types. They are stated muscles, unstated muscles and cardiac muscles. Here we will discuss one by one separately. First type of muscular tissue is stated muscles, which is also called as skeletal muscles. These muscular tissues are attached to bones and helps in body movement. The cells of these stated muscles are long, cylindrical, but non-tapering and are also not branched. So, what are the characteristic features? The cells are long, cylindrical, non-tapering and unbranched. There is presence of transverse light and dark bands. This light and dark band is due to the presence of two different types of again protein, that is called as actin and myosin. In detail we will discuss in class 11th. So this, due to this presence of light and dark band, that is actin and myosin, these bands are called as striations, and due to the presence of striations it is called as striated muscles. They are multinucleated. Multi means many nucleus is present within the cell, and the nucleus are situated towards the periphery, not in the center. And these striated muscles are present in limbs, tongue, etc. These muscular tissues are also called as skeletal muscle cells. Now next is unstriated muscles, also called as smooth muscles. These cells are long but tapering, means pointed, and they are uninucleate, and nucleus is present in the center. Here there is no striation, absence of striations. Striations are not present. These types of muscular tissue is present in intestine, esophagus, stomach, lung, and urinary bladder. They are also called as smooth muscles. Last one is cardiac muscles. Cardiac muscles are only present in the wall of heart. The cells are also non-tapering, but here faint striations are present. Light and dark band are present, but they are very faint. And there is presence of one or two nuclei. But nuclei are situated here in the center, not in the periphery. And cells are elongated, but they are branched. So these are the characteristic features of cardiac muscles. Here you can see in this figure about the smooth muscles having no striation, skeletal muscles having striations, and cardiac muscles having faint striations, and you can observe here that cardiac muscles is branched. Here also it is showing the location of cardiac muscles, skeletal muscles, and smooth muscles. Now let us see the difference between striated and unstriated muscles. In case of striated muscles, the cells are long, cylindrical, and non-tapering. Whereas in case of unstriated muscles, cells are long but tapering. In case of striated muscles, there is presence of light and dark bands, that is called as striations. Whereas in case of unstriated muscles, these light and dark bands are absent, not present. Striated muscles are multinucleate, whereas unstriated muscles are uninucleate. In striated muscles, nuclei are situated at the periphery, whereas in case of unstriated muscle, the nucleus is situated in the center. Striated muscles are present in limbs, tongue, etc., and unstriated muscles are present in intestine, esophagus, stomach, lung, etc. So this is the difference between striated and unstriated muscles. Now the last animal tissue is nervous tissue. This is very important tissue, and this nervous tissue is present in brain, spinal cord, and nerves. Nerves means either it is cranial nerve or a spinal nerve. And all these brain, spinal cord, and nerves are composed of nervous tissues. Nervous tissues is composed of cells which are called as nerve cell or also called as neuron. So we consider neuron as the unit of nervous tissues. The main function of neuron or nerve cell is to receive and conduct the messages. The structure of neuron cell, when we will consider, it consists of a cell body that is called as cytosol, and this cell body or cytosol contains cytoplasm and nucleus. Some fine structure arises from the cell body or cytosol, and these fine structures which arises from cytosol or cell body, they are called as dendrites. A single nerve fibers called as axon arises from the cell body, and that ends into many branches, which is called as axon terminal or terminal buttons, etc. The function of dendrites is to receive stimulus, that is receive impulses, and the axon takes impulses away from the cell body. Means from dendrite the impulses or messages is coming into the cyton, and from cyton it is passing into the axon. Here it is a structure of typical neuron. You can see here dendrite, cell body, axon, axon terminal, etc. Here also it is shown here, that how the nerve cells are attached during transmission of messages. So as we know that dendrite receive the stimulus and it is passed through axon via cell body. So axon terminal is attached to the dendrite of another nerve cell. Thank you. For any kind of doubts, please write your question in comment section.